are back with a really exciting exclusive interview with a man who traded in a high net worth for a higher calling.
In the early 2000s, Scott Vincent Borba was a makeup mogul. He co-founded the billion-dollar e.l.f. Cosmetics empire.
Then he had a moment of enlightenment 12 years ago and began a long journey to become a Catholic priest. And this morning, he joins us for his first live interview as an ordained priest. Father Scott Vincent Borba, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. It's so terrific having you. And you said that, in a way, this is a full circle moment because you were on the show to talk about your company.
Actually, no, I was never on this show, but started out with Preston being on television before. So I was telling you that God sanctified this whole route to bring me back now to glorify His name versus to glorify myself or idolize, the businesses that I was creating. So,
and you had this awakening would have these fancy parties, and you were having a party, and all of a sudden you felt this emptiness.
Yes. So what happened was during my height. I just had a renovated house I finished in the Hollywood Hills, and I had a party, and I was so void of love and happiness, and I looked around and I told myself, like, if this is what God created me for, is just to be a hedonist, right? Just to make money and to live life and to party and then repeat. I said, why did He create me? Why did He create the human race? And so I then was given the grace by God to look up to the ceiling at that time and say, God, help me to be the man You created me to be. And that moment was my conversion. Wow. And what that meant was St. Michael came into the room. He suspended time. He gave me an enlightenment of soul, which showed me that actually my soul was in hell. And I was living in hell on earth already because of all the decisions and all the bad things I did. Even though I thought I was a good person is not enough to be a good person. God showed me that His love and mercy is bigger than your past. It's bigger than His plans for you, is bigger than what you could ever imagine. And He can take a broken person and change it. And so that moment, what happened was I packed my bag, I kicked everyone out, I went down to a hotel room at the bottom of the hill, and I never went back to my house.
And I hear you made quite the first impression when you first showed up to follow this new path.
Yeah, so what happened was my vocation director, Father Dan Avila, I drove up in my Maserati.
As one does.
I didn't know any better. I just thought putting yourself out there, right, as your best. I had my suit on, my hair slicked back, thinking that that's what you do in an interview as in the secular world. He opened the door and he looked out and he said, "What the heck?" He said, "We have so much work to do," right? And so that was the moment when I knew that I needed to recalibrate my whole life. There's no way that I was going to do God's will if I didn't literally mourn and change drastically.
Father, for those of us who are still, I guess very much in this rat race, people watching and listening, more, earn.
Yeah.
What piece of advice would you have for them?
Okay. And I prayed a lot about this, right? Since a person like me, a big sinner that God has taken from the spiritual gutter, right? He wants us to know that He is real, He's alive, and He is intimately active in this world. There is no sin that He cannot forgive. And what's so beautiful about this is that the mercy of God, He just wants us to repent, come back to Him. He wants us to know that if we put Him first, He will not only give us everything we want in this life, but prepare us for the next life, because I know the truth. I didn't know this before. I was a Catholic, but I did not know the truth. The truth is that we're placed on this earth as a test to reject Him or not. And that either is warranting heaven or hell. And I didn't know that. I didn't live that. I didn't believe that He was real and that He was part of all the workings of this world, but He showed me the reality of it. And I pray that I wouldn't want any of the people to see their soul like they saw mine, and I want to help save every single soul to get back to heaven.
You are, Father.
Father,
Incredible story.
Thank
you.
It's such a pleasure to be here, guys.